There's something here that doesn't sit right. God creates Adam, puts him in paradise, and then expels him. And now Adam, his children, their children, are all moving through this world like it's some kind of test, trying to get back. That's the surface story, but it already feels too simple. Almost like saying a child left home just to return home again. That can't be the whole thing. Maybe it's not about returning, maybe it's about what returns, because paradise at the beginning. There's no real choice there, everything is given. But here, this place, this strange middle zone, there's choice, error, contradiction. So maybe this isn't exile as punishment, maybe it's placement. A field, a space where something unfinished becomes something else. Still, another question creeps in. If this is all intentional, then why create at all? Did God get bored? That sounds wrong, too human. Did he want to experience something? That also feels off. Because experience implies lack, and lack doesn't fit the idea of something eternal, complete. So then what is left? Creation without need. That's hard to even think about. Because everything I understand about action comes from need, desire, lack. And here I'm being asked to imagine something that acts without any of that. Almost like the sun giving light, but even that analogy breaks, because the sun has no choice. It must shine. So then, does God have a nature like that? If he has a nature, then is he bound by it? And if he's bound, then is it really choice? But if there's no nature, then what does it even mean to act? This starts looping. Either way, something feels incomplete in the analogy. And then the question sharpens again. Why create? And there's that recurring answer, so that he may be known. But even that, known by whom? And why does being known matter if there is no need? It keeps sounding like a human projection, wanting to be seen, wanting to be recognized. But that can't be it. So maybe the mistake is in the question itself. Why assumes cause. Cause assumes necessity. But what if there is no necessity at that level? Still, that doesn't make the discomfort go away. Because then comes the harder part, this world, pain and pleasure, moving back and forth, limited time, finite actions, and then suddenly, eternal reward or eternal punishment. That jump, that's where something inside resists. A finite mistake, leading to infinite suffering. A finite goodness, leading to infinite bliss. That doesn't feel proportionate. Even the worst person did what they did in a limited span. Even the best, same limitation. So how does that stretch into infinity? There's a crack here, and people try to fix it by shifting the frame. Not duration, but direction. Not how long did I act, but what did I become? Like a compass. Walk north for 5 minutes or 50 years, the direction is still north. So maybe the claim is, this life sets the direction, and the afterlife locks it. But then, another doubt creeps in. If I step on an ant while walking toward the light, or step on an ant while moving toward darkness, does the act even matter? If it doesn't, then small actions lose meaning. If it does, then how do I compare one ant to the destruction of an entire species? Or worse, a child harmed unintentionally versus deliberate violation? Those are not the same. They cannot be the same. Justice requires distinction. Scale, intention, persistence. These things matter. They have to matter. Otherwise, everything collapses into absurdity. And yet, somewhere in the system, the idea of eternity still stands. Unmoving, heavy, uncomfortable. Some traditions soften it, temporary purification. Some say annihilation, ending instead of endless torment, but the core tension remains. Finite being, infinite consequence. And I keep circling back. Is the problem in the system, or in my sense of justice? Does reality owe me a form of fairness that fits neatly into my reasoning? Or is my reasoning too small for what it's trying to judge? That question doesn't resolve anything, it just shifts the discomfort. Because if I say it must match my sense of justice, then the whole structure starts to crack. But if I say it doesn't have to, then trust becomes fragile, and I'm left somewhere in between, not rejecting, not fully accepting, just thinking.